you're proposing part of a day, so the kids could be sort of traditionally, whatever that means, scheduled, and then go into this STEM opportunity. How often? How every day?
We think daily, and I think also you talked about that ownership piece. There's something to be said for owning your class in some respects. All the props to secondary folks, but you know, they're who have classrooms moving through however many times a day, 4, 6, 7. But there's something to be said for having a group of kids, and it's great for kids. They know who their you know, surrogate mom or surrogate dad is at school. They know they're going to walk into the same person every day and start their day with. And there's something to be said also for that ELA piece of the day. The way our current model is set up, it does work with the needs being met for guided reading, and we do, I think, in Sharpsburg and many schools, flex kids across classrooms within the grade level to better meet their reading needs based on the assessments that we're using, whether it's F&P or MAP. Some folks use little dibbles, whatever. But that's definitely something that I think is essential, because I think in a human world, people need to feel like they have a group that they belong to. Kids need it, and adults need it.
So how often would they move into this STEM?
That's really daily. I mean,
daily?
At Sharpsburg, we have a big block schedule, so your morning is humanities and your afternoon is STEM in grades 2 and 3.
Okay.
And another thing too, you look at it this way. I'm a big believer in relationship building. You have second and third grade teachers that they know the students. Then you're building relationships there, and you have the different groups. And the tactile group they have their own group, and like Ryan said, they're going back to their homeroom-based students. So they have a sense of belonging everywhere they go.
The tactile groups where you go for your hugs every day.
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea would be to do this in one school, and do you have a school in mind, or would schools sort of?
Because we were looking at it, and I know it seems a little compartmentalized because we're using that visual, auditory, kinesthetic, tactile model, and there are many models for modalities we looked at. Oh, some have had as many as 12 different learning styles. It seemed to work well tactically to be able to say we could have a classroom that doesn't deny kids tactile experiences or kinesthetic experiences. The visual group isn't going to sit and watch videos for their entire STEM block. They're going to have those other experiences. But it worked tactically very nicely where you could have a classroom that person, as we look at the NGSS science standards, that group of 4 and the enrichment materials planned out and integrated the study. In the visual classroom, they are capitalizing more on media that will play to that learning style. In the tactile room, they are doing the exact same thing. They're finding the media, maybe they're building more hands-on models as opposed to having the kids film one another as they give a presentation on something. Kind of explain it. So that's why we went with a 2 and 2 school, 2 second grades, 2 third grades.
And you're the administrator of the school that we're suggesting.
Well, and it could be, it could be any school, and
sure,
it could be extrapolated to us. I think there's no need in saying that you couldn't do this with 6 classrooms or 5 classrooms. It doesn't, say, I'm sorry, you guys have a 5 round in second grade. You can't do it. Yeah. It can be adjusted.
And we wanted to start small because we have so much going on. We want to start small and grow it. If it works really well, then we have the opportunity to grow. The nice thing about the assessment is it's a reasonable cost, that it's something that we could implement. I know for our first graders, we do the gifted test for all of those kids, for all that. So for second graders, we could just do this. This is the assessment that you do, and then we'll know the learning styles for all the kids across the county as it slowly becomes implemented. It's something that we're trying to start small with something realistic, do a little pilot, see how it works, grow it, and then kind of pull people in as we're successful, rather than saying, let's do this for everyone in the entire county.
Yeah, and it's realistic. We're looking at Common Core being implemented in the county. We're looking at the Danielson model being implemented. We know, based on the pulse of our county, that there are a lot of new programs that are being developed and also implemented in our county, and we know that teachers are overwhelmed at this point. And we need to just gently come in, develop something, get all the kinks worked out at one school, and then, as everybody said, grow it and move forward with it.
It's been interesting this year. There's been a talk of being overwhelmed across the school system for a variety of reasons. And one of the things that we've talked about as a group is trying to make sure that no matter what we do, we build a staff will that says, it's not about being alone. This is the time to take risks. This is the time to be creative. This is the time to branch out any one of these proposals to implement. This is the strike while the iron's hot. Change is in the air. Jam as much change into good things as one can do for kids. So
your current curriculum is in place that you could do multi-grade level, or would that have to be part of the 20 hours?
it has to be part of the training piece, because the next generation science standards are things that we have. If we have a science rep who went to Educator Effectiveness Academy over the summer, of course, they are best versed in the NGSS, along with the administrator who participated with them.
Sure.
Mine happens to have been a third grade teacher, so I have an NGSS novitiate already. When we were looking at science assessment, the state is still placing its, I guess, money on MSA Science.
Right.
We're still using, we don't have the full adoption of the NGSS. It's coming down the road. I think that one can take the CDIs from the NGSS and look carefully at the MSc for science and find the parallels and see where the overlap is. This isn't going to, the transition from the MSc in science to NGSS isn't going to be the challenge that I think some of us have faced with moving forward to Common Core, which is we still have some friends who would like to rip off their MSc labels and stick a Common Core label on their lesson.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like reverse engineer a lesson. So it's my favorite one about pumpkins, because we hate pumpkins in Washington County.
It's 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's about 30 minutes. That was our 30, so. You know, some lesson about pumpkins and make it into a Common Core lesson. We're not talking about doing that. We're talking about saying, okay, we know NGSS is coming down the road. Let's find an intelligent blend right now so that we can transition to it in a smarter way.
And we picked second and third grade, not only because of their developmental needs, but also because the NGSS are very similar to second and third grade, so we could easily
They
build a
dovetail nicely.
lesson. They're kind of together.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.